Okay, Assalamualaikum, a very good day. So today we continue our knowledge sharing about this engineering management economy. Okay, uh, this is about the integrated approach. Okay, we expect that after we completing this module, we should be able to describe the integrated approach of project management. All right, imagine this scenario: you're working in a steel mill, right? That having this melting shop, right? This is where our raw material will blend together. Okay, all of the elements such as carbon, ferrum, aluminum, chrome, and so on. Okay, will be blend together in a casting processing equipment, and then from here we will have a continuous metal casting. All right, and then after that, all of the product there will bind to a hot rolling mill. Okay, so that after we having this rolling, we will have a profiling of our product. Okay, profiling of our product like this, and then after that we will send this profiling product to the processing line. Okay, before we can send it by batch, send it by the specification that the domestic use or the market wants. Okay, in our warehouse. Right, so all of these conditions here will be monitoring by our central operations and monitoring. Okay, the upper control limit, lower control limit, the average value of your temperature, of your pressure, of your dimension, and so on. Okay, your machine speed, your motor speed, all right, your RPM whatsoever will be controlled here. Okay, after that we will send your product there by using the logistic and distribution chain, okay, to the market. All right, either by land or by sea. All right, this is up to our logistic and our distributions supply chain. So from this condition, do we know actually which division you as future engineer will be working to? Either you working in the operation, or you working in the maintenance, right? Or you working in the planning, research and development, or you working as quality assurance QA, or you working as quality control. Okay, we still never know. All right, but from all of this, we agree to understand that you need a few decisions to make. Okay, from all of this scenario, you need a few decisions to make. You need to make a decision on first goods and service design. Okay, overall here from here, this is the number one where your goods will arrive at your store, and then from here you need to utilize all of your goods until the market here. All right, from here and then finishing here. Okay, you are required to have a very good and a very capable of service design. And secondly, for each of this station here, for each of this station, you need a decision on quality. Okay, what is the temperature that you required? What is your pressure? How much is good? How much is bad? What is your range of your processing parameter? Okay, what is your upper control limit, lower control limit? Can it be repeatedly? Okay, your process. Okay, those we call it as a quality there. And then process and capacity design. I also want to know, once you work inside, huh? Okay, what is your capability to process? What is the capacity? Probably 1,000 ton per day. Or if you processing by this furnace here, how much that you can process? Right? 20 metric ton. per one batch. Okay, those we call it as process and capability design there. And then another decision that you as engineer, or you need to make a decision on the location selection. You must make sure that all of this location here, all right, uh, should minimize your layout. Okay, this will be arranged together with location selections and layout design. Why this is important? Because we want to minimize. Okay, we want to minimize uh, the transaction, or what we call it as we try to minimize, all right, the movement of your goods, the movements of your work in progress goods there. Once we can minimize those, okay, and then less costs will be utilized. Once you having less cost, we expect that we will utilize less time. Okay, once we having this less time, of course after that we will ensure that the cost is very competitive. Okay, and then another decision that we need to make as future engineers here is about the human resources and job design. Of course this is very important because we want to know how many people will working here, how many engineer will working here, how many technician will working here, how many quality control that we expect will controlling here. Okay, this is the human resources and job design. What is the expected technical expertise for each of these? Okay, recover from your technician. How many technician that you want? Okay, for example here, how many technician, how many engineers, how many boilermen, how many chargemen, how many foremen, how many fitter. Okay, for each of this division there. And then another decision you require to make is how to control the supply chain here. Supply chain is very critical here, around here. Okay, the goods arrive. Okay, can they give you the specification that you want? Okay, for each of your raw material there. And then how you want to make sure that you have not one, okay, better you have more than two supply chain vendor, so that you will never become hostile to their needs. Okay, make sure that if you have one supply chain here, you also need another supply chain from the local or domestic situated. All right, because we do not want to having problem of the supply. And then after that, another decision that we need to make here is the inventory. What is the inventory here? Most of the time inventory is product that still, all right, still not finished just yet, or we can call it as here the product can be utilized, okay, to produce a profit here, okay, or semi finished product. All right, so what happened here, if we can control the inventory here, not that much, okay, or we can say it is in just in time. All right, JIT, and then uh your product will become, your meal will never become messy. All right, and then number 9 here is scheduling. This is important. Most of the time, when you work as engineer, scheduling will be controlled by the production planning control, PPC. Okay, they will schedule all of your 4M: man, machine, material, and method. Once we can control this, once we can schedule this, everybody will work in working flow. Okay, so this scheduling is very critical to control your work in day time, in weekly duration, in monthly schedule, in yearly forecast. All right, and then last but not least, okay, another decision we expect you from engineer is maintenance. Either you want to make it in a preventive or predictive, or fire brigade, whatever. Okay, this we will discuss it later. We already discussed, okay, in overall milk production, or in our factory, or in our by batch product that we produce. There's a lot of division, there's a lot of station, there's a lot of uh, activity to convert the raw material that we purchase from our supply chain, all right, to become semi-finished work in progress up until finished product, so that we can distribute to the market here. There's a lot of activity. So as engineer, as technicians, okay, as technical team, how we want to utilize project or engineering management, all right, so that we can control all of this activity here, okay, in a very competitive manner, all right. We require integrated management of project. So what is the integrated management of projects? It is a share, okay, share culture environment, okay, from uh, our industrial owner to our executive to us, and after that our subordinate. So how you want to share the culture there? Your owner will give a mission or vision statement, all right, that will be sharing for each our staff, okay. What is the mission and vision? We will discuss it later after this. And then our manager here will interpret, okay, and analyze the mission and vision, okay, to design it as a strategy, okay, so that this mission and vision can interpret to become a successful strategy, okay. This is the planning stages, okay, planning stages, okay. This is what the one stages, okay. So what are you as engineer, what are you as technician, what are you as technical expertise, okay. You are the practitioner here, okay. You produce it, all right. So from the plan here, it is our job here to produce it, okay. So how we want to produce it? We will utilize operation management or project management or engineering management here, so that all of our uh, processing activity here can be controlled by a good governance of mission and vision, and then analyze as a plan to become a very good strategy here, so that we as engineer can produce it, practice it, okay, by means of good project management or operation management or engineering management, okay. This is very critical situation for engineer. If we detail our integrations of portfolio management, we will see that uh, the industrialized owner, okay, they are here, okay. They want their mission is interpreted in a very good strategy, okay, because they want to make sure that all of the communication is improved among all of the stakeholder. Why? Because owner here, they give you, okay, the share, they give the ringgit Malaysia, they give you the dollars. They expect that the overall activities here, okay, can give them back profit, Okay, so we call those as I want to know what happened to my investment. If I invest 100 ringgit today, I want to know either my 100 ringgit next year still 100 ringgit, or become 110 ringgit or 120 ringgit, or the 100 ringgit is depreciate to become 90 ringgit or 80 ringgit. Okay, we call those as loss here. If we got more money, we call it as profit. If we losing or depreciate, we call it is as losses. Okay, so the owner want to know, and the owner, okay, the executive level here also, they want to create a total organization perspective that goes beyond silo thinking. Okay, they will see all of this production or mill or industrial activity here in a macro way. Okay, they want to know their vision or mission is become shared. Okay, they want to know at the floor level, the ground level, also have the same understanding of what they want here is become shared here. Okay, same understanding from top to bottom. Okay, because they want to make sure that their investment is worthwhile. All right, all right. So the owner will sharing the mission and vision. Okay, that they want everybody in the company, in the industry, to share it. All right, so the mission and vision is here. Let's see what are the example of the mission and vision. Okay, for example here, to becoming a prestigious international company in the field of advanced engineering services. Okay, this is the visions from the owner. Okay, and what is the mission that the owner wants the company to interpret? The mission is here. This example is committed to provide reliable and competitive advanced engineering services, consultancy, training, and high quality software product in the area of CE and system modeling. So this is the mission. Okay, this is what they want. This is how they want. Okay, so once this vision and mission is shared from top to bottom here, everybody will be working together to achieve it. Okay, this is what the owner hope for. At the second level of portfolio management utilization, this we call it as management level. All right, so why is this management level? They are the guys, okay, they are the department that at their best try to uh, interpret, try to uh, utilize the vision, mission, and strategy from the owner to become a successful uh, planning or design one. So what they try to plan is, for example, here the resources allocation, the project prioritization. Okay, they try to priority what is the best, what is the least best. Okay, uh, and then how they want to track the performance, what kind of performance, man, machine, material, methods, whatsoever there, so that they try to make sure that the company is in a competitive manner. Why they want to become in a competitive manner? Because they do not want to become a follower, laggard to others player, to rival in that same industry. Okay, they want to make sure that they try to become a leader in that process. So, uh, who is the guy that allocate in this management level here, they are mostly is a senior management. Okay, they will make sure that they oversee the project selection by means of divide and rule here of all man machine material methods, and then they will at their best monitor the aggregate resources of levels and skill. Again, this is divide and rule here, and then they will at their best to balance the project in the portfolio in order to represent a risk level appropriate to the organizations. Okay, in the short words, is the project worth it? Okay, so who is this portfolio manager here? It is a team of analysis and researcher, and ultimately responsible for establishing an investment strategy, of course. Okay, that's the use of them. Okay, strategy, and then selecting appropriate, okay, investment and allocating each investment properly for a fund or asset management vehicle. This is a very risky basis for whatever company. Okay, this is the management level of portfolio management utilization. And how management use this portfolio management to integrate the whole project. Okay, most of the time, the management will use the uh, project prioritization. Okay, they try to prioritize. Right, what they are trying to prioritize here. Either they will see what is the greater risk of the project or the product. Okay, so the risk is starting from low risk to a high risk situation. All right, if the risk is low, then we will consider it. If the risk is higher, then we try our best to avoid the situation or project. And if the product or project have a low value here, all right, we only will consider. But if the value is very high with a very low risk there, and then this project we will prioritize it. Okay, and of course this will sum up with what is the cost, okay, provided the project can be successfully launched. So if the risk is low enough, the value is high enough, and the cost is low enough, then this will become our prioritize. If the risk is higher, okay, the value is higher, and the cost not low but higher, we will investigate it if, okay, the potential is there. All right, this is what we call it as prioritization metrics. Okay, and we also will see that what is, okay, what is the level of effort for the company to attain the product or project there. Okay, from low to the higher one. And also here we can see that what can we expect from the management, okay, to make a decision. They will see the prioritization metric there, okay, based on how critical and immediate, okay, the project, and what if the project is critical but not immediate, and see there if the project is just in an ideas, or we can left it as uncategorized thing or idea. Okay, so if we having all this thing in our consideration there, then management can track the performance. Okay, why they want to track the performance? because from the prioritization metric there, we want to see what happened to our man, machine, material, methods, money, and our sales there. Okay, because this happen will translated to our product life cycle. Okay, what happened to our sale, what happened to our product whatsoever there. Okay, and then we come to the third phase of the portfolio management. This where we are as engineer or technical team situated most. All right, we are here. Okay, this is our mill that we run or project that we run. Yeah, so uh, most of the time this engineer will need assessment. Okay, to see what happened to the portfolio management. Okay, that be arranged by the senior management. Okay, to uphold to see the management of the enterprise to make sure that all the vision, mission, or strategy can be achieved. Okay, and also here we will see that our project proposal, okay, can be endorsed or not. Okay, if the project or product can be endorsed, how we can assess it deliverable. Yeah. Okay, most of the time we will improve overall management of the project. All right, so yes, we as engineer can sleep well because we already utilize the better of our 4M here, man, machine, material, methods there. And then we encourage use of best practice. Most of the time the use of best practice is how we utilize the Kanban, TKM, okay, any standard like the ISO 9000, okay, 18,000 or 14,000. Okay, in the case of the big three previously, they have all like the uh, SPC, okay, FMEA, okay, APQP, whatsoever there, just to control everything inside of our factory or machinery there, of our intent to encourage of best practice to utilize as best as it can be our utilization of man, machine, material method. So, what is the benefits of integrated approach to our project management? These integrations or centralizations of the project management will provide senior management with an overview of all project management activities, or we call it as bird eye view, or we seldomly call it as macro view, macro management. Okay, means that for each of our uh, activity, we can see what happened to our investment. Okay, in this as a investment, we will see what happened to our asset allocation, and then is there any holding or overlap there, and we also have interest to our type or structure of our organization. Okay, and then using this bird eye view also, we can see our structure. Okay, is our goal is aligned with the vision mission statement of our company. Okay, what happened to our account type there? Okay, what happened to our profit and loss balance sheets? Okay, also here our asset location here. All right, either we use by batch or we use directly input production, or we contract it, okay, or we subcon it, or we manufacture it, or we assemble it. Okay, and then the bird eye views report also, we can determine what happened to our risk there, what happened to the risk profile, Is there any requirement to minimize the risk? Okay, what is the risk that we are talking about here? Risk to our investment, risk to our machinery, risk to our man machine matters. Okay, and also the risk appetite. We also want to know, and how. Okay, bird eye views also can control our costs there. Okay, types of account. Okay, what happened to our investment, to our main machine method. For example, the machine there, either we want to buy the gearbox, or we want to rent the gearbox, or in any particular study there is no need for us to buy, no need to rent. Okay, we just make sure that we outsource it. Okay, so if we outsource it, no need to get headache for the maintenance issue, for the operation issue. Let this third party or subcon to do it for us. Okay, most of the time this happen for the manufacturing issues. Okay, we do not want to hear much more about the rejection rate. Okay, we do not want this headache, so okay, we give it to the third party. All right, for example, HP, they do not manufacture everything of their component. Okay, they also subcon it, maybe to brothers, maybe to Epson. Okay, so that when the component come to them, they just assemble it. All right, and also the tax efficiency. Okay, regarding this cost, so this will give us a big picture of how organizational resources are used. Okay, and we will see that which project is at the maximum level and which is not. Okay, this is let's see, we give example here. The project is max, for example, Proton, for example. Okay, 10 years ago, Wira. Okay, Wira model is the maximum one, but Juara is not. Okay, Juara is not. And nowadays, okay, BLM is the most. Okay, alright, but the Suprema is not today. Alright, and all this will give us an overview, will give us a clear picture what happened. Okay, in overall condition. Alright, another benefits of integrated approach of this project management is uh, it will link our senior management, okay, with actual project execution management. All right, uh, in summary, let's see, if we have total payment versus time graph here. All right, this is the actual, this is the theory, okay, theoretical use of our payment and also time. All right, it will see that, okay, it will see that, and we can compare it what happened to our actual use of payment and also use of time. So we will see that if, okay, the actual spend here is lesser or more compared to our theoretical. And we also want to know if we are in a state of underspend or overspend. All right, so if underspend, all right, good enough, but if overspend, then it will shock our shareholder, because more money, more machinery, more men, okay, will be utilized, okay, to complete the product, to complete the project. And also we will see that this linkage of senior management with the actual project execution here, we'll see how we allocate, okay, our team allocation based on the current situation here. Okay, we want to know what is the next activities if we overspend or underspend. All right, to repair back, okay, to repair back our situation or condition. Okay, because we will utilize the milestone, we will utilize the Gantt chart, we will utilize the Microsoft project to make sure that our project or product is in progress. Okay, so we will list all issues pending, okay, to be reassigned to each of our resources, so that manager will allocate pending issues to resource, okay, uh, according to their availability and workload. Okay, so that this repair condition can be maximized. Another benefits of an integrated approach to the project management is it will become a medium, a tool as a risk assessment of our project portfolio. So, what is the risk assessment that we are talking about here? It is about our cash flow, okay, our politics, okay, and most of the time this will become very crucial here. Our cost margin, okay, and also time here. All right. So, why this risk assessment is very critical, because it will read, okay, during our project execution here, okay, based on our level of effort versus our time there, because we will see that for all of our product development here, okay, from our product life cycle, what happened during the defining stage, during the planning stage of our uh, product life cycle, during the executing, and also during the closure here, what happened to our cash flow, politic, margin, and margin time there. All right, let's see uh, the example of how, okay, during the production of Note 9 versus the Note 10 there. Note 9, okay, uh, the product life cycle already saturated, so they produce a new Note, we call it as Note 10 there. So this will become the barrier, all right, to produce a new product, all right. It comes from the introduction, and then growth, and then matured, and then decline phase. Before the decline phase, new Note 10 will be revealed. New Note 10 will be produced. So during this time there, what happened is the specification for the Note 10, okay, is probably, okay, minimum with 6 GB RAM, 128 GB internal at 2,700 price point. This is the specification that they want to produce. So, what they're trying to do here is to make sure that in half years, okay, they produce it, or there is risk of lagging. Why? There is risk of lagging because during this time, this Note 9 here is the Android base. Okay, Android base. If they produce more time than this half years, they will be lagging compared to the Apple. Okay, because Apple will produce a new phone, okay, for each summer. Okay, most of the time at the month of 8 or 9. So Note 10 must be produced, okay, must be produced, executing all the defining pace, planning pace, executing pace, and also the closure pace in half years only. Alright, and because of this limitation, half years there, they will squeeze our margin. Okay, can we produce it at 20% margin? Okay, this is the question that we will asking the sales team. Okay, the manufacturer team. Okay, the subcon team. Can we supply us a product, a component? Okay, so that we can produce it at least 20% margin. Why 20% margin? Because if we cannot produce more than 20% margin, it's better for me, all right, to make a saving in the bank instead of I invest as your shareholder. Okay, but I cannot give you 20%. Better I save my money in the bank, because why? Bank can give you around 4%, 5%. Okay, fixed deposit. Okay, if I invest in the high risk investing scheme, maybe I can go for 10% or 12%. All right, so that's why if we want to produce our Note 9 or Note 10 here, make sure that we can produce it at 20% margin. Less than that, we have problem. And then during this closure phase there, we must make sure that aside from our train of our customer, document, release and resources, okay, and lesson learned from our good and bad day, we need a very good sales there, services and spare part. Okay, what happened here is the best example is uh, the car maker from Malaysia and also from Japan there. Alright, this example how they utilize after sales service. Okay, every major city they will have the service center. Proton, Produa, okay, also Produa here. Okay, and for the Japanese maker they have the Toyota, they have the Nissan, okay, and also they have the Honda service center for each of the critical and uh, medium town. Okay, they have the this three S, sales, service and spare part. What happen when this 3S is available near to you? People will buy your product. When people buy your product, then you can utilize your product life cycle better. Okay, this is what I call it as uh, risk assessment, how to control the cash flow, quality, margin and time of your project portfolio. And then the benefits of integrated approach to the project management is this integrated approach will give us a rough metric guideline, okay, for the firm or industry's improvement in managing the project relative, okay, relative comparable to others in the industry. All right, let's see. Sony, all right, they produce the 4K television. They will see their rival from Samsung. Okay, not Lenovo, but LG, Philips. Okay, why? Because they want to see what is the size of the television. Okay, 65-inch, or they produce the 60-inch, or they produce the 55-inch. Okay, what is the inside of this television? Okay, smart television or just a conventional television? Okay, can be linked to the internet. Okay, that's how you see how people compare relative to the others in the industry. And another example here is, let's see what happened for the land price, probably at Selangor here, compared to the Kuantan. Maybe at Kuantan we can buy the land around 100 feet. Okay, 100 ringgit Malaysia per feet. But maybe at Selangor, yeah, maybe 400 or 500 square feet. Okay, and also another example there, Nissan will see their rival from Toyota, will see their rival from Honda before they launch three segment. Why is the three segment? All right, maybe the Sylphy, okay, maybe the Almira, maybe the Tiana. Okay, so the Tiana will straight fight, okay, with the Accord, okay, Almira with the City, alright, and Sylphy with the Civic. Okay, this is how people will see comparable to their others in the industry. Okay, what happened to their product? They want to see it. Okay. Okay, let's see the problem of not integrate our project management. Okay, uh, there will become a problem if we not doing anything about this integration, because we will never tie, okay, together the overall strategies of our firm. Okay, for example, our ground level workers will never know, okay, will never know what is our COO intention to. Okay, they never share the company's objective. Okay, why? Because they also do not know, they also not aware what is our product ROI that produce, okay, in our company. Okay, so the margin of profits there. So once we never know about this, so we never know how we can achieve the objective. Okay, once we cannot know the objective there, there is useless of our vision and mission. Okay, and another problem is we will fail to prioritize, again this words, yeah, prioritize, yeah, selection of projects or product by their importance or of their contribution to the firm. Okay, what is the main contribution to our firm? Of course, cash flow, bread and butter. Okay, we want a consistent cash flow to our firm, to our industry. Okay, if we compare it to the blue ocean margin, okay, blue ocean project, the margin is lesser. Okay, but for the bread and butter, for example, for the HP, the consistent cash flow is the printer, for example. Okay, and also the computer, PC. For the Toyota, the consistent cash flow will become the Camry. Okay, and also the Altis, and also the BIOS. This is the consistent cash flow to the firm there. Alright, and also there, if we see the importance of the contribution to the firm, okay, let's see the example there. Do we want to produce a television, or we want to use a hologram there? Of course, the market now is saturated with television compared to hologram. Who want to buy hologram if we have the projector nowadays? Okay, and of course, if we see this prioritized selection there, our consistent cash flow come from the automotive vehicle that we sell. Not many people want to buy a rocket as our transportation. Okay, in fact, this is used most of the time by the military one. This is by the civilian. Okay, this is where the money come from, not here. Okay, and in the Samsung case, they have a headache there to prioritize. Okay, either market one a Note series, or M series, or JS series, or A series. Okay, all of the product actually is a good seller product. But okay, again there, which one can be sell faster? Okay, so if we know about this, okay, problem arise will become minimized. Again, uh, the problem from the non-integrated project management, okay, uh, some project, okay, in our product or project life cycle there will become difficult or require an expertise, okay, to achieve it. Okay, in other words, we don't have the expertise, we should outsource it, subcon it to outside. Okay, for example there, okay, Proton and Produa will never manufacture their own tire, but they give their tire, okay, they give their tire to produce it to uh, other manufacturer like the Dunlop, okay, the rim there they will give to other companies there, okay, like the JRD whatsoever, okay, they just focus maybe on the engine. Even in their engine there is intake manifold, inlet manifold, okay, the piston, camshaft, crankshaft, okay, the valve there, alright. There is also not everything they will produce it, manufacture it, they will outsource it, okay. The exhaust there, of course. And in our case, like the electric motor also, the casing for the electric motor, the casing for the rotor, for the stator, whatever there, we will never produce it 100% there. Okay, things or component that require expertise, we should outsource it. Okay, to control the rejection rate whatsoever there, we will outsource to outside, and then we control them. Okay, we control them from inside, internally. By what medium? By use an audit medium. Okay, and again there, integrated project management problem is, if we do not match project planning or control with the organizational culture or technology usage, okay, that can be make appropriate adjustment in support of project. Okay, but this will solely depend either we working within what culture, either Korean culture, okay, or from American culture, or from British, or from the Malaysian culture. We must at our best to match the project planning and control with the organizational culture. Okay, what happened here is, uh, if we produce uh, our product at Malaysia today, maybe the die come from Korea. We buy it from Korea. Okay, the hydraulic, yes, probably from Malaysia, but we need to integrate it. Okay, so this is maybe one example. If you buy the Inspira, or you buy the Suprema car, or if you buy the Azora car, the body, the chassis, all right, the control probably from Malaysia, but the turbo system will come from USA. Then we will integrate it to become one vehicle here. Okay, so we need a proper planning and control. All right. So as engineer, we want to have our success. All right. To success as engineer, we need to balance. Okay. Uh, Two parameter. We call it first one as technical parameter. Second one we call it as socio-cultural uh, conditions or parameter. All right. So what is the socio-cultural conditions required as engineer? Okay. Most of the time, this is where the uh, EQ come from, and here is IQ come from or utilized. EQ is emotional, all right. So as engineer, you must have a good leadership. If you don't have good leadership attributes, you need to train it. Okay, you must work as a, a teamwork personnel first, and then blend it every day, and then you will see how you become a leader in your team. All right. Also here, another attributes it is very critical for engineers here. You must have a very good problem solving capability, either for the operation, maintenance, okay, or forecast, or planning, or control. You need a problem solving. You must attend the problem. Do not run from the problem. Okay, and again, there, if you are having less leadership attributes, you must have capability to work in teamwork. Why? Teamwork is very critical to make sure that the whole organization can be functioning well. All right. As engineers, also, we need a skill of negotiation and politics. There, you cannot have everything, and you cannot lose everything. Okay, you need what we call it as pull push control. Okay, and again, for this socio cultural here, you must attending what is your customer expectation. Okay, because customer is where the cash flow come from. They buy your product, so we need to entertain them by presenting the best of our product parameter. Okay, and the second thing about our attributes of engineer is from a technical scope. All right. So in this technical scope, there, as engineer, we must make sure that we can control our project or product scope. All right. What is the scope there? It is a boundary condition for whatever that we want to practice, whatever operation that we want to control, the upper control limit, lower control limit, the average value, time, man, machine, method control there. All right, this was scope that we utilize, and how we want to control the scope by developing our work breakdown structure there. Why this work breakdown structure is critical? Because from here we can control our schedule, we can control our resources allocation, we also can control our budget and its baseline before we can summarize it as our progress in our status report. So if we can balance both two here, you are almost complete engineer. So what is the skills of project manager that we want to balance? We need a set of skill. Okay, this is the major three skills that required for our engineers or our technical team. The first one we call it as personal skills. Okay, What is this personal skills? This is how people use the knowledge, okay, like the thermodynamic, static, uh, fluid knowledge that we can contribute as engineer. We can calculate them, or we can use the analysis, and then based on the analysis of strength of material whatsoever, that we can recommend a decision. We can recommend a step. We can recommend the countermeasure there. So based on this recommendation, then our boss will make a decision. Okay, this is the functions of this personal skill. All right, and then the second one is we call it as a technical skills or psychomotor here. The psychomotor means that we have a proper utilizations of our, let's say, our hand there. Okay, how we can use the spanner, how can we use our knowledge there to translate it to psychomotor, how to adjust the gearbox, for example, how to adjust our turbine RPM, for example, how to adjust our boiler so that it will be utilized, maximized, okay, at maximum effort, at a maximum level there, they will become what we call it as how we control it to the upper control limit, okay, of the range here. This is average, this is lower control limit, okay. So this become the range, for example, for the temperature or pressure, let's say for our boiler there. So this is uh, how good is our skill that we transfer from the knowledge to control this range of our pressure boiler, for example. This become we call it as a technical skill of psychomotor. And then uh, at a time at a time we as engineer or technical team, we will use the management skill there effectively to utilize, for example, uh, our judgment. Okay, let's say this is boiler here. So uh, you as engineer, okay, you as engineer, uh, just control the parameter, just control the pressure, just control the speed whatsoever there. But your judgment will control directly the hardware or the software of the boiler. So the management skills there, if you can motivate them, you can control them directly from your office. No need for you to 24 hours to sit at the boiler, at the power plant, or at the production layout or whatever there. You just effectively motivate them, and then uh, ask them, and then utilize their knowledge, their effort, so that all the production, all the project can be successfully achieve the milestone, achieve the objective. Okay, this we call it as how we manage others. Okay, and then once we have this, we will become a competitive and integrate engineer. After that, we can prevent this. Okay, we do not want to become one of the workers that become lay off. Okay, this is another examples. Okay, Hewlett Packard here. Process of employees cuts. Okay, almost 8%. We do not want to become here. If we do not want to become a statistic here, we need to become a very, very good competitive engineers. Right? This is another example. Okay, layoff from a multi company. Okay, multinational company. Right. So instead of failure, we want to be success in whatever that you do. Okay, in our highlight here, we want to become a successful engineer. So the process, okay, to achieve the success for engineers, you need to blend your set of budgeting capability. Okay, and we also need to ensure that our client acceptance of our project or our product there, and we must make sure that our product or our project is in line with the schedule. Okay, so that once it is in line with the schedule, the theoretical planning can be translated in reality, okay, in a very good way, in a very good performance. Okay, if we can produce a good performance product or project, people will accept it. Okay, once people will accept it, and then they will rushing to find you, then will become successful story. Okay, the determinants of project integration success. Let's see. Time, cost, and performance will become the internal conditions. However, if we add more spice to this, it will become triple constraint plus a client acceptance. Then it will become what we call it as external condition. So what is the external conditions here? External condition means that uh, this will become another parameter, we call it as quadruple constraint. And then once this happen, the internal plus the external here, this will become an assessment process. Why? Let's see the example here. uh let's see the automotive point of view. Volvo, in its efforts to develop a new generations of concept car, they demonstrate a commitment to client acceptance and satisfaction as their key motivator of its project management process. However, now Geely buy Volvo to leapfrog this concept. So what is the concept there? This is the concept there. And also the technology. So what is the technology? Whatever technology they absorb in the product there. And now Proton was absorbed also by this Geely. So who is the real winner in this quadruple constraint here? Yes, customer is the winner, although uh, it is not a general statement. We know, okay, in 2020, the S70 come to Malaysian market, and then after this, we will have the X50, okay, product to Malaysian market. So where it's come from? It's come from Geely. Okay, where this come from Geely? Is it come from Volvo? We never know. But this process come directly to three piece from Proton to Proton from Geely and from Volvo. Okay, and the winner is us here, customer. Okay, let's see one of the truth. Okay, to determine of our project success, are you aware of what your clients subordinate wants or understand? Okay, and this is what our customer explain. Okay, what is the product market one? All right, in our product life cycle, and this is how our project leader understood it, interpret it. Okay, so after that, the project leader will ask the our engineering analysis to design it, and then this is how they design it. And during the control system of the product or project, all right, our programmer wrote it probably like this. And yeah, the extravagance from our business consultant will describe our product like this, okay, with so far in our product, okay. But okay, but when the project is documented before it is hand over to the quality assurance or quality control, probably like this, all right. And what operation install, okay, probably just this component, all right, with without a proper assembly, okay. And then when the expectation of the product or project is occur, all right, or in the development phase, this is how the customer probably will be billed, okay. And this bill is supported probably like this, okay. In reality, what the customer really want or really need is here, okay. No one recommend like this to our customer or to our market needs, okay. Thank you very much.